you can alter any stitch width and length. So let's start off with just a regular straight stitch. We're on row 1, stitch number 1. If you turn the machine on, this is where it's going to take you. Notice the stitch length, which is right here, is 2.5. That is a nice medium length for a woven medium fabric. It is going to kind of be based on the fabric that shows up here from the Sewing Advisor, so I'm going to show you a little bit as we go. So as we make the stitch length longer, we can plus it. Look, it highlights. Once it's highlighted, that means that it's not at the default setting anymore. So at a quick glance, it's really easy to go, oh yeah, I have already changed it. We can make the stitch length as long as 6, and that would actually be like one of the basting features that we have within this machine. We can also make it really short. So depending on your fabric, you can really set this for what you want. Yes, I know you can't see it really changing on screen, but what you'll be able to do is while you're sewing, you can adjust the length. You can do any of these adjustments with your foot on the foot control, and it will change as you go. All right, let's just pick a zigzag. This will help you kind of see both length and width together. So for example, when we pick a zigzag, it's set for a length of 4 and a width of 3. Width will be changed with the plus over here. That's why the little zigzaggy part, that's width. And when you change it, notice how it is getting bigger on screen. If you're a visual person, this is actual size. So if you're looking for a nice long spread out zigzag, just go ahead and make it until you see the look that you are looking for. Now, if you want to clear out those settings, because as you can see, they're both highlighted. Length is changed, width was changed, all the way up to 7. Did you notice 7 millimeters wide? That's awesome for this machine. Quickest way to clear this out is 2 ways. You can touch the zigzag again, which I'm going to show you. Goes back to the default settings. Let's go ahead. I'll make these higher on both areas. As soon as you pick another stitch, for example, a straight stitch, and come back to a zigzag, that also will clear out those settings. Now, if you don't want it cleared out, you can save it in the favorites. So we'll go into check out the favorites video and how you can save it and retrieve stitches that you're always tweaking. Maybe you're always using it at 4.5 millimeters for a project. You can just save that and be able to come back to it all the time instead of remembering what the settings are. Love that. So narrow, long. All right. Now here's just one other bit about the Sewing Advisor, and we'll get into this more. I'm going to go back to a straight stitch. Okay, woven medium, 2.5 stitch length. Look at that. What we're going to find that is if I change the fabric, A, B, and C is woven light is A, B is woven medium, and C is woven heavy. So light would be like silks and satins. C is going to be like canvases and denims. Notice when I'm at a heavier fabric, the stitch length is automatically left to be longer. So this will always change your settings based on what you're actually doing. If you pick seam, that is going to set up for a seam for a woven light fabric. If I picked a buttonhole, it'll pick the right buttonhole. Love the Sewing Advisor. I don't have to think. It's like my own little sewing teacher right at my fingertips. But here's the note I want to make. If you don't know what your setting should be on, I want you to leave it on woven medium. Because when you turn this machine off and on, so it's going to remember your last weight of fabric. For example, I'm going to set it over here at leather, which is a whole nother world altogether. Stitch length 3, stretch needle, all those things. I'm going to turn the machine off and turn it back on and watch what the fabric comes back as. So if the last project you were sewing was leather and a month later you come back and it is still on leather, your settings are probably not ideal for probably just a regular fabric. So leave it on B if you're unsure, woven medium, and use it from there. The settings are going to be kind of in that medium weight. You have pressure that's adjusted, you have length that's adjusted, you have tension that's adjusted, all based on what fabric is showing at the top. So keep that in mind. Just a little note about that zigzag or anything with decorative stitches. I'll show you that too. Notice that the length said 4.0. So that is actually 4 millimeters. I'm going to roll you down here. You have a little metric part that you can kind of help you visualize what 4 millimeters is. So what it's actually counting is the distance for one repeat. It's down and back. So from here to here is 4 millimeters. That's actually 2 to here and 2 to here, but it counts it. Let's go, for example, I'm going to pull up the little butterfly in row 4. Row 4, Stitch 33. There's the butterfly. Look at the length. It's 17.5 millimeters long. So I can come down here and see 17.5, so kind of like that. Now I know how long that stitch is going to be. That's how this machine will calculate it. So it's not always going to be numbers that you recognize, but that's what you're seeing when you look at your screen. All right, give it a try. Remember, you can change things while you sew. Look, we can make those butterflies longer or shorter. Maybe we need them to fit into a certain space. Can kind of squish them in. It's awesome. This machine will let you do just about anything you desire.